We did pick a windy day, huh?
What are we doing? I just really wanted lamb. Hi, I'm Alexis, and today I'm going to be making grilled lamb chops and chimichurri. I really love lamb. I'm like lamb's #1 fan. I think there's so many different flavor combinations you can do with it, and I think it's surprisingly easy to cook. Before I get started, I just want to thank the American Lamb Board for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's talk marinades. So with every good marinade, you need aromatics. I'm going to use the very classic combination of garlic and rosemary. You really can't go wrong. So the flavor of lamb is like really earthy and grassy. It's an amazing distinct flavor. So when you're choosing your aromatics, you really want to think about like what pairs well with it. You know, rosemary, thyme, sage, hearty herbs. I always add a ton of garlic. I mean, I think garlic goes well with pretty much everything, but especially with lamb. I mean, I know this looks like a ton of garlic, but again, garlic flavor. Can't go wrong. Okay, looks great. I'm gonna grab a large bowl and just put your aromatics straight into it. I'm going to use some olive oil, which is going to help all the aromatics adhere to the lamb chops. Salt is key. Again, you want to be generous with the amount of salt. This is going to add flavor to the lamb. I'm gonna add some pepper flakes for a little bit of heat, and then black pepper. I mean, this is very simple. Once you've got all your marinade ingredients in your bowl, time to get the lamb chops. So I'm using lamb loin chops today. This goes for like any other cut of lamb you might be using. I'm just gonna blot it dry with paper towels to absorb any excess moisture so that the marinade can like really penetrate the chops. And just flip it over. Okay, now we're gonna put the lamb chops right in the marinade. Don't be afraid to get your hands a little messy here. Oh my God, yum. And just like really rub it in. So this is a pretty simple marinade, but you could totally add acid like lemon juice, vinegar, soy sauce, balsamic, something like that. I'm gonna let these sit in the fridge for a few hours, but you could totally do overnight. Just a note, if you are adding acid, make sure not to let it sit in the fridge for more than 4 hours. Otherwise the acid starts like break down the proteins in the lamb and it'll get super mushy. This one can be overnight, no problem. First, I'm gonna wash my hands. So I mentioned that I'm gonna make a chimichurri along with the lamb chops. Chimichurri is an Argentinian, Uruguayan, uncooked green sauce. It's like punchy and acidic. It goes really well with like any grilled meat, but I think especially lamb chops. So first, I just wanted to get some parsley from the garden. Some of this plant has gone to seed. This is parsley, isn't that wild? This is like all a parsley plant. So I want about a cup of parsley, which is about like a grocery store bunch. This looks pretty sufficient. So we've got our gorgeous garden parsley, and chimichurri takes a few other ingredients: olive oil, shallot, garlic, vinegar, red pepper flakes, oregano, salt, of course. And the first thing you need to do is mince your shallot. So you're probably thinking, Alexis, this seems awfully similar to the lamb chop marinade, in which case you would be correct. But the difference is that this is raw. The lamb chop marinade is gonna kind of cook and intensify over the grill, where this is gonna be like a nice, bright, punchy, acidic boost of flavor to go on top. Moving on to the garlic. With the marinade, I was like, it doesn't matter how, finely chopped it is. But with chimichurri, you really wanna make sure you're using your knife skills and getting it as finely minced as possible. Still going. I think this passes. Into the bowl. Okay, some salt. Just add it right on top. Pepper flakes, oregano, some vinegar. It's traditional to use red wine vinegar. I'm using sherry, which is similar, they're like cousins, just because I really like the flavor. Okay. And olive oil. This looks like a lot of olive oil. I know this is like an olive oil heavy meal, but that's like part of chimichurri. And just give it a good stir. Oh my God, it smells so good. I haven't made chimichurri in a while. I'm like, I had like a summer where this is all I made. You can see why this is like such a great compliment to lamb. It's like, oh my God. It's just gonna like cut the fat and cut some of that like, you know, succulent tender meat and like just have a really nice contrast. Okay, we're like ready to grill. This is grill time. Lamb's been marinating for a few hours. We've got our chimichurri. I'm gonna go start the coals and yeah, it's almost lunch. It's almost lunchtime. So these chops are gorgeous, nice and marinated. They've been in the fridge for a few hours and our grill is also ready. It's time to go. I like putting the coals all on one side so that I can have direct and indirect heat so you can kind of control your cooking more. Today we're really gonna be using direct heat, high heat, again, crispy crust. Okay, now the lamb. And so just put this over the high heat. Ooh, baby. So these are gonna cook for 2 to 3 minutes per side. The longer you cook it, the more, you know, cooked it will be. You'll go from like medium to well. But with lamb, it's so tender, it's so juicy and succulent. You really wanna keep it pink in the middle. So 2 to 3 minutes is gonna be perfect. I just really love grilling in the summer, like spending as much time outside as possible, but also not staying in a hot kitchen all day. I mean, this is like, there's a breeze, this is amazing. Ruby's taking a little nap. Like, you can't beat this. We also don't have air conditioning, so being outside is fairly crucial. So if there's a lot of flames like this, just move the chops over to the more indirect heat. Let them simmer down, but this golden crust, this is exactly what we want. You want some real color on it while keeping the inside nice and pink. We've done most of the cooking already, so once you flip it, you just want to do another minute or two just to get that bottom, you know, a little golden brown. Okay, it's a minute or two, and that is absolutely perfect. Lamb chops are done. This is how easy it is to grill lamb chops. It's like, literally, it's nothing. This is truly a weeknight dinner. Okay. They look so juicy, so succulent. Even those little charred parts from the flame, I'm like, those are the parts I want. These are perfect. The last thing is we just need to put some chimichurri on top and call it a day. Gorgeous lamb chops, gorgeous chimichurri. I'm just gonna drizzle this all over the chops and then try it. It's my favorite part in the video where I get to try what I've made. It's got the perfect char. You can literally see how juicy it is. The chimichurri is so bright. I have to eat it. I'm sorry. Oh my God. If you make these lamb chops, let me know. They are so good, and I want everyone to be as excited about lamb as I am. If you have a question on how to cook lamb, shoot me a DM, leave me a comment, and I'll let you know. It's really not that hard. You can do it.